All righty, folks, welcome back. Happy Friday. I am broadcasting from the wonderful, unbelievable Real America's Voice stage at CPAC. By the way, more folks here watching the shows from RAV than any other media outlet. I'm telling you, I just walked past Newsmax. I walked past everyone who's here. This is where the real crowd, this is where the MAGA crowd is. And it just so happens to be that Mr. Stephen K. Bannon is standing right in front of me right there. I wonder if he has something to do with the size of the crowd, right, guys? Or Stephen Bannon would love Steve. Right, anyone? Happy Friday. Trump's deputy chief of staff, this is a good friend of mine, Stephen Miller, just dropped a bomb on the left. Maybe the soundbite of the year, maybe even the soundbite of a decade. He's obliterating any whiny liberal who speaks out about Trump and his actions with Biden. Hey, listen to Miller absolutely destroy the corrupt mainstream media. Listen to this.
It is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, just one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
So any questions there whatsoever? Stephen Miller, again, Deputy Chief of Staff policy, which is the most important chief of staff, deputy chief of staff there is. I would say it's even probably more influential than Susie Wiles, who's the actual chief of staff. I think Stephen Miller is responsible for so many of the policies that got Donald Trump elected and so many policies that we have grown to love the whole America First MAGA movement for. Let me ask these liberals a question. What in the hell problem do you have with Elon Musk saving you hundreds of billions of tax dollars, maybe even $1 trillion? What is the problem here? Isn't there something wrong when Democrats are the ones complaining about saving our money? Why? Because everything's been a damn slush fund in D.C. Everything is a slush fund. USAID, all the major agencies, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, even the Defense Department, when they audit that, I'll bet you they find tens of billions of dollars in waste every single year. So the Democrats are lining up saying, we're against all this. You're for our money being wasted? You're for our money being sent overseas? You're for our money being probably sent overseas and shipped right back to the lawmakers that were sending it overseas? I just don't get it. So when Trump said, what are the Democrats, why did they have a problem with Make America Great Again? Who in the world in America should have a problem with that? Nobody should. It's so logical. So all these Jamie Raskin, Jasmine Crockett, they're showing up at these agencies pissed off because we're cutting their funding that they've been wasting. It's insane. It's absolutely nuts that they should be doing that. So good for you, Stephen Miller, and good for you, Elon Musk, and good on you, Donald Trump. Riley Gaines and Piers Morgan actually got a trans activist to say he believes we should allow Olympic athletes to compete in the Paralympics. Listen.
Absurd from top to bottom, saying there should be a gender-neutral Olympics.
I know.
Are you serious?
Madness.
Do you also believe, Blossom, that we should combine the Paralympics and the Olympics? I would love to hear an answer to that.
Okay, I'll ask her. Bring back Blossom. Blossom, should we combine the Paralympics with the regular Olympics? Have them all compete with each other?
I mean, why not? And to go back to Riley's point to that last
Yeah,
point.
okay. You are completely insane.
Oh my
Go back to that last point.
Boy, you know, I've been on Piers Morgan's show a couple of times. I will tell you, Piers walked him right into that. I'm saying him because it's a dude. You can wear a wig all you want. That was a dude. Walked him into that because he said, first, we should allow trans athletes in the Paralympics. And then Piers says, oh, but do you think they should combine Paralympics with the regular Olympics? And they said yes. He said yes. Therefore, he's saying we should allow trans athletes to compete in the Olympics, which is exactly why Riley Gaines' head exploded at that moment. By the way, if you've never heard Riley Gaines speak, she's amazing. She's a very, very young woman, but she is so intellectual. She's so smart, and she delivers amazing point of view. It's awesome to watch her speak. By the way, more from my good friend Piers Morgan. He had an insane interview with this trans activist. Apparently his lack of IQ, that trans activist dude, spans beyond just sports. This lunatic also made one of the most outrageous claims ever about racism. Listen.
Ironically, the race baiter was actually the black woman on that panel, Cheryl Underwood, not Sharon Osbourne, and not me. So I'm very glad you raised the issue of race baiting. But let's be clear, as you're doing now, the race baiting came from Cheryl Underwood to Sharon Osbourne, and it's now coming from you. So now you can respond.
Cannot be racist, Piers.
Now you can
Black
respond.
Women cannot be racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes, they can.
You don't have the intellectual capacity to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
that's
can.
Very much
and you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much impossible.
You've been racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You call me a race baiter with no
You're
evidence.
Racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
But I'm a powerhouse.
Is he black? Is he a woman? He says he's a woman. That's a he. Is he black? I don't know. And why can't you be racist to a black person? Black people can be racist, can't they? I mean, anyone can be racist against a race that's not their own, right? It's this entitlement BS that they think they're entitled to be aggrieved and we're supposed to bow down and say yes to everything that they demand. They're nuts. There is a problem with those people. I'm sorry. Throw me out of here. I don't care. Speaking of more outrageous claims, file this one under 2016, because when Hitler and fascist comparisons to Trump don't work, it's time to bring back Russia, 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 right? And you know it's bad when even CNN shuts you down.
Donald Trump is saying everything Vladimir Putin would say. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the American people generally don't care about what's going on over there. The American president right now could be a plant, could be a Russian asset. I mean, think about that. Here I am. I know it's early in the morning to say something like that, but think about that. And if the American people don't care about that Putin might have something on Trump, that he's an asset, that he's a plant, that he's doing the bidding of Vladimir Putin, if the American people don't care about that,
well, the thing is, listen.
I'm sorry to get us off the topic.
We don't have evidence of that. I mean, the point about their positions being aligned is different.
Can you believe that? So CNN loses half their audience, and now they've come to the realization that they got to stop lying to their audience now to try and rebuild it back. So, by the way, that was former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh there, who has caught one of the worst cases of Trump derangement syndrome, has been almost like Michael Cohen just out there, Adam Kinzinger. These people have such Trump derangement syndrome they can't even see straight. And when they see what's going on in the country in just 1 month and a day, 73 executive orders, cleaning up the waste, fraud, and abuse from DOJ, closing the border, killing DEI, sending the woke culture packing, they're scared. They're afraid that they've lost the American people, the public, and certainly lost their vote. So that's what's going on here. These Democrats and these former Republican rhinos are petrified that they picked the wrong side and they're going to be completely shut out. I got news for you. You're done. You guys are toast. CNN, MSNBC, legacy media, even all the cable networks, even a couple that are represented here are on their heels because they were lying to their audience. You know what happens? We don't lie. Digital, we don't lie. We come out here and say, look, you think I could show up on Fox or Newsmax wearing this? You think Stephen Bannon could show up wearing whatever the heck he wants? Because no one cares what we're wearing. You care about what we're saying. You care about what's in our heart. And what's in our heart is speaking for, having the voice of the American people. So it's really, really important to see the difference. You don't hate legacy media enough, but you will, and you'll come, and you're coming with us. It's great. So, by the way, if you didn't notice, maybe you've heard, we're going to start this show broadcast on RAV starting, I believe, Monday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We're going to leave right into Stephen Bannon's show, War Room, the 5 o'clock hour. So we've saved the best, maybe the worst for last. It's wild to think that the Democrat Party is pinning their future hopes on this hypocrite right here. Now, I got a real problem with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett from Texas. Last year, she said black Americans shouldn't pay taxes as a form of reparations to black America. Now believes all Americans shouldn't get any Doge payouts because it's all thanks to the work of Elon Musk, and that sounds like a terrible idea.
Or deciding that we don't want to rely on experts as it relates to what they're telling us to do, or we don't want to deal with vaccines and medicine in this country, then we may be facing not only our next pandemic, but our next 2, 3, or 4 pandemics because of their incompetence. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Jazzy, Jasmine Crockett, like I said, you name the place. I want to debate you, dear. I will debate you. You name the place. You name the topic. Pick any topic you want. Race. I don't give a crap. Whatever you want to do. You and I, we debate. I just get to have a camera rolling because it's going to be a bloodbath, sweetheart. All right, folks, before we go, you want to know why tariffs are working for Donald Trump? You know, Trump announced today, just a couple hours ago with the governors, he announced that Apple, which was originally going to build a multi-billion-dollar, several $100 billion plant in Mexico, he changed his mind. He called Trump and said Tim Cook is going to build this multi-billion-dollar manufacturing Apple iPhone plant in the United States of America. So that's how it's working, folks. Instead of moving manufacturing to countries outside of America, it's going to come back in here so that all these tariffs come down. It's not about taxing us or making sure our products are higher. We're only doing that until the other countries lower their tariffs. And when they do, we lower ours as well. Trump is right once again. Folks, that's it for CPAC on Friday. Again, catch us here, everywhere, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple. You can still see that on Monday going forward, but you'll also be able to catch us on Real America's Voice at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's it for Bolling. Bolling out. See you again Monday, folks.